Always. We're about to do something fantastic. We're about to do a pairing. Now, discovering the perfect pairing of coffee and cuisine is like uncovering hidden treasures. I'm going to get dramatic for a second, okay, where each sip and bite unlocks new dimensions of taste and pleasure. Co-founder and tour director from the Cape Town Culinary Tours, Alsha Bester, is here to give us a masterclass in coffee pairing to wow your guests. Have you ever thought about coffee pairing? Usually people only pair coffee with a hangover, but today we're going to change it up. Hi, Alsha. Nice to have you in the studio and, of course, in the kitchen.
Graham.
Right, so
I could see the PTSD kick in there when you mentioned
like, so
one of those words. Yeah, so I was like, okay, don't worry, we're okay. It's the foot of the weekend, not the end of the weekend.
I had one glass of wine and I stopped it there. Like,
and what did you pair that glass of wine
Nothing.
with? So we are looking for the perfect pairing. So I'm going to get started here. We've got our JACOBS Cadbury Caramel. You know, after the show yesterday, I went to a shop just to buy one sachet of the whole nut. Okay, so now it's time to see if you guys love it as much as I do.
Awesome.
And I think in honor of the sweet tooth that we're about to honor, this works really well. But we are going to have some fun today.
Absolutely. Well, I can just kind of pop in. The pairings, it's difficult to pair anything with coffee because normally you kind of focus on the coffee itself. So where it's from, where it's been grown, and then obviously it comes over here and then how it's roasted. So depending if it's a light to medium to dark roast, all the different flavors will come out of the bean because it's like wine. It has its own flavor in the bean itself.
So much nuance.
Exactly. So it's when you're actually roasting it, you'll do cupping sessions and then you will kind of, when we're looking at the flavor wheel, which we have here for you guys today, you'll see different flavors. So as you're cupping, you're smelling, but you might get flavors of nutmeg or even some fruity strawberry or even maybe a lime flavor that might come. Some say grass. So even your first roasted coffees actually smell quite like grass or just kind of barney. And then you wait a couple of days, some wait a couple of weeks, and then when you actually try that coffee, the flavor comes out, which I think JACOBS does actually well, pairing it with different flavors as well.
And especially now because we're getting coffee beans from literally like 1 hectare of one country in one part of the world that gets that selected and nuanced. So
absolutely.
That's a lot of different flavors to explore. Sure.
All right. So if I look at your pairing, I mean, are there any considerations? I mean, yes, you got a whole, literally a grid, a wheel of different flavors. So now to put them together, I think that's going to be quite important. So what are we looking for in terms of those? I mean, we've got the foundation tastes, right? You know, salt, sweet. But, you know, umami is even in there as well. So tell me about how you pair it.
So, well, today it's a little bit different with JACOBS, but I've tried to kind of also put some historical facts and kind of tastings in here. We've got popcorn, just because if you look at Ethiopia, they put things like roasted barley, they put bread, or they put popcorn with their coffee on the table when they're actually giving it to their friends and family.
To enhance the flavor.
It does. So we've got the plain, just normal popcorn, nothing on it, which really just plays very well with coffee because of the corn and the kind of like a kind of grainy kind of flavor that comes out.
Oh, stop it, thank you so much. I thought that was for Alsha. Okay,
don't worry.
I've had a lot of coffee already.
It's okay. Welcome to the family, girl. Welcome to the family.
And then we've got obviously our caramel popcorn, which we all love. So we've got sweet and sweet, which, you know, sometimes kind of just enhances each other. And if you're not a big sweet tooth, but you still want that hot chocolate in the winter,
which one should I take? Should I go just straight up popcorn?
I would say it's first straight up popcorn.
I would like to go straight up popcorn first.
There we go.
Yeah, see how the salty and caramel, because we know that salt and caramel work really well together. The salt is a good sweet combo.
Very much.
Like it enhances or does something to it.
Immediately I'm getting caramel popcorn.
Yeah,
really?
It is.
Oh, wow.
And then at the end, then you get like that almost nuttiness at the end with the popcorn. I love this pairing.
Yeah, it's good. It's really like, it just brings that little bit of saltness. Some people eat fruit with very sweet stuff. So obviously like sushi, that takes away that very sweet overload that you get and it will kind of take away the taste of coffee. We don't want that. We actually want to have it linger. So this pairs well.
It just stays on the palate. I love that.
Can I go straight sweet?
Please,
Let's go. Okay, I'm going to do...
Double up.
Sugar crush. You're going to be
we're all about
later.
that.
You guys are going to have
so
high
all
coffee and caffeine. I love it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah,
if you really want some sweet...
I can feel your vibration just
what are you talking about?
Kind of shifting into another frequency. I love it.
We have another
But it's fantastic. And also if you're sitting on the couch with your family, this is what we've done since we were kids. We had popcorn and we had coffee and hot chocolate in the winter. So this is something that we do already at home, but we just don't know always that they actually go well.
Yeah, the reason why it's been so compelling. I love it. Okay, I'm going to ask for a little bit of help there. Let's move on to our JACOBS Kroning. We absolutely love the fact that the instant here is done in such a quality controlled process that you get the best of the best. So young Carl, if you'll spoon us out a couple of spoons. I don't know how strong you want to rock it.
1 spoon is good, heaped up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Only one?
Yeah.
Only one.
I don't know if you guys know that obviously Corona, the instant coffee started late 1800s.
Okay.
But it is made with real coffee beans, extract.
100%, yeah.
Which a lot of people have a little bit of diversity in, obviously, their decision when they have instant coffee. I drank a lot of JACOBS in college as well. It got me through a lot of my days.
It does
Certainly
do
through
that.
a lot of your mornings after the long night studying, for sure.
Definitely
Yes.
studying in university. It was only studying.
If you did study, we
All
do also say that.
nighters studying.
Definitely studying all night. Yep.
So it's a good coffee because it has the bean extract as well. So some instant coffees is not real coffee
So
extract.
that's my turn to actually offer you this
thank
pairing.
you,
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay,
This
so
is-
coffee and
Have it,
chocolates
please. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
are something we're a bit
Yeah.
more comfortable with.
So awesome. It is dark chocolate, so
Okay.
it pairs very well because obviously if you look at the dark coffee, it's got a bit of.
This is
If
my
you
jam.
like.
I am a butter. I know it's the song. Yeah, I love butter.
Yeah, oh no,
Okay,
for sure,
well,
yeah.
there we go.
It's my best. So
Because you're a grown-up, Carl. You're allowed to like bitter,
that what
strong
happened?
coffee. Yeah,
Okay,
no.
so which one should I try?
Well, okay, so this one has got a bit of a coffee flavour inside.
Oh,
So
nice,
these
okay.
are from Honest Chocolate on Wales Street. They're my absolute favourite and they go so well with coffee. And then we've just got their normal truffles, which is their dark chocolate. So you can try both.
Ooh, okay,
and
well,
they
I'm going to go
both
for the
work.
coffee.
Please do.
I'm gonna do
Coffee
the
on
truffle.
coffee.
Yeah,
Coffee
try
layered
it.
with coffee.
Okay.
And with dark chocolate, obviously it has that kind of tannin flavours into it that you kind of get maybe from red wine. I don't know why I'm talking about so much wine. It's Friday.
It's fine. It is Friday, and we're not going to be
Don't
offended by
judge.
that. No, never.
And it goes very well.
So what I know is that with dark chocolate, I try to push it against my palate, so that as you take a sip of something,
It's not overly sweet. It is also
and then
definitely not too
suddenly
dark.
the profile of the coffee, it's now there's depth. There's a lot more depth.
I was going to say, because at first you think, okay, the coffee's lifting the chocolate, and then you're like, hang on a minute, the chocolate's lifting the coffee. And I suppose having the coffee on coffee,
Yeah.
it doesn't make it overbearing. If anything, it
Yep.
softens it with a slightly different or maybe a more
Yep.
dynamic. Maybe that makes more
No,
sense. But I can feel
definitely.
my poor little brains going, okay, no, whoa,
And
whoa.
if you've been to France, obviously they do the croissants with the, I can't say that right, it's a croissant?
Croissant?
With the
Croissant.
chocolate inside, which also, if you go to Italy, they've got really dark roast, dark coffee, and they have the pastries with it.
Yes.
So it's not really a pairing, but it's stuff that goes well with your type of coffee. So it's, at the end of the day, it's your choice.
You go and you dip your croissant in your
Yeah,
coffee if you want, and you just
absolutely.
get judged by Italian people. It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so let's go a little deeper into, I said that profile, I like bitter, I like the richness of the bitterness as well. This is why I love a double espresso. That's the most amazing thing. And I see we've got that pairing. We're going deep, dark,
Very
rich,
much.
All in.
bold.
All
Yes.
We're not holding
Italian.
back now.
Yeah.
So let's go straight into this pairing and why it works out, especially with something as intense
Yes.
as an espresso.
So for us, this is where this is very interesting. So on the food tours or the coffee tours that we host in Cape Town, we try to focus definitely from this side also to the dark roast Italian bean coffees. So if you go to a roastery, they will obviously leave the beans a little bit longer in the roaster, which will then effectively bring out the dark roasted coffee. Now, as soon as you go towards the more darker flavors in your coffee
Yes.
wheel, you will pick up things like your chocolate, molasses, cacao, nutty. And that is the flavors that you're going to get into a more dark roasted Italian blend, which we are going to experience with JACOBS today. Now, with our pairing, we have a cannelle. Now, cannelles has your vanilla, your butter, your egg. It also has rum in it, again with the
lads.
alcohol. So these are, you can see the bit of a glossy coating. That is the butter that's inside and the way it's been baked. But also, as soon as you bite into the cannelle, it's going to give a butter coating into your mouth, which will not overpower the coffee, but also the coffee will be able to complement the cannelle as well. You can show the inside to the camera. They're almost like a sourdough bread kind of texture inside. If it's baked right, this is what you're supposed to get.
Oh my word, where did you get these?
These are from Rosetta on Bree Street.
Okay.
They're my favorite.
Holy moly.
I just feel like we need to go on a Cape Town culinary
Thank
tour,
you.
Graham.
Yes,
I feel like
please.
we've
This is
been
gonna happen.
skipped under a rock. Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
We are
try
really-
it together. You get that butter kind of flavor on the top of your mouth. It goes very well together.
I love it. I know that people say stay away from the espresso at the end of an evening meal, like no one can understand the nightcap element. But I think there is an organic reason why this has happened, because this kind of coffee profile really does pair well with a dessert.
Very much.
It looks
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
tastes beautiful. It's that
Perfect
counterbalance.
balance.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Some people love to eat with their coffee.
It's very complete in terms of taste profile. I get my little bit of sweetness,
Yes.
my little bitter. I'm sorry, this is absolutely
Yay.
incredible.
That's what we want to hear.
Oh, my word.
This is the best.
Okay.
Is this traditional Italian?
No,
Traditional
this is
Portuguese?
French. So canela is French. It's a play off on your Portuguese pastis de natas.
Yes.
We've got the milk tart, of course. So if you know, each one of those worlds are different, but they all have, you know, the milk or the egg or the custard. The
the
canela's
butter.
got the butter, the rum or the eggs. It's a
love this.
beautiful flavor.
It's really
that
great. And
complements.
of course, the Springboks are eating all of those Portuguese delights
Yeah,
tomorrow.
cheers.
Anyway, here's a couple of things you need to know, including the classic blend of rich coffee and smooth Cadbury chocolate for a delightful
Thank you.
experience as yours. Naturally, we are indulging over here. This Jacobs, this Espresso Italiano edition is gorgeous, incomparable aroma. It's full, harmonious taste and flavor. It's unique because it's got this dark roasted element to it. The roasted grains are a testament to that, with an intense aroma. And then what they do is they fire them up beautifully in an Italian style, which gives them a rich and harmonious taste as well. So you don't get too much bitterness, but you actually get something that's really rounded and quite gorgeous as well. So from the tantalizing aromas from our studio to your home, Jacobs wants to give you the chance to win their delicious coffee beans with a Philips coffee machine valued
Ooh.
at 8,000 rand.
Wow.
Remember, we don't just eat in front of you. We want you to jump in too. So somebody tell us how a cup of Jacobs Kroning SA gives you the courage to step into a new day and crush your goals. By replying to the competition question on the Expresso Facebook, Instagram and X pages, don't forget to use the hashtag #WithJacobs in your response. And the competition closes 19 July 2024. T's and C's, of course, do apply. Alsha, thank you so
wonderful.
much from Cape Town Culinary
Thank you.
Tours to
Thank
take us
you.
through a pairing that has made Graham and I really energetic. The rest of the show, you can't miss. We are going to be bouncing, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank
It's
you, everyone.
so good.
Thank you.
Find your wonderful. Jacobs, wunderbar.